Drug Administration to keep a permanent method of birth control on the market is creating some controversy.
Those in favor think it's an option that women should have to prevent pregnancy. Those opposed say the risks outweigh the benefits for women. Medical reporter Liz Bonus has been following both sides of the debate now for several months, and she joins us with more on what those considering it may want to know. Liz?
Good evening, guys. It has been on the market for more than a decade. This method of birth control is called Essure. It simply involves implanting coils into the fallopian tubes that look just like this coil that you see here. Eventually, scar tissue forms around these coils to block a pregnancy. But after women began reporting some serious health problems from it, the FDA made the decision to review it. They concluded it will stay on the market. Now, those who support this decision say new warning labels and a checklist for those considering it is enough to let women know the benefits and the risks. Those who oppose that decision, however, and who are part of a Facebook group called Essure Problems, say the FDA did not go far enough.
I had Essure implanted in 2008. I thought less downtime, great choice for me in my life at the time.
Melissa, Aaron, Ashley, and Jenny are all members of Essure Problems. Melissa says she found the group researching her own symptoms.
After seeing 20-some thousand ladies reporting similar things to me, that told me that was probably the big part of my issues.
New labeling for Essure will now require several potential risks from the device to be listed for women. These include persistent pain, perforation of the uterus or fallopian tubes from device migration, abnormal bleeding, and allergy or hypersensitivity reactions. But the women we talked to that are members of this Essure Problems group say the FDA has not gone far enough.
And I just want to put it out there that this is not a good option.
I'm scared, let's just put it that way. Not to mention it's supposed to be permanent.
I would like to see it recalled, honestly.
Melissa, Aaron, and Jenny say they've all expressed these concerns to the FDA, which during the review and also now does invite women to share their thoughts and comments. This is a snapshot of Jenny's complaint to the FDA.
I feel like the FDA failed us on so many levels.
The Essure Problems Facebook group now has nearly 32,000 members. According to medwatcher.org, they are not alone in some of what they say they've experienced with Essure.
And since 2002, there have been over 10,000 reported injuries to both women and babies as a result of the Essure devices.
Jennifer Lawrence is a medical malpractice attorney who also met up with us when we talked to these women. She does not represent anyone in our story, but does represent other women who have filed suit against Bayer, the manufacturer of Essure.
These women deserve compensation. They deserve fair and just compensation because these medical device manufacturers and corporations are making billions of dollars selling these devices when they've known of the risk. And they haven't properly warned women of the risk associated with the devices.
But just a few months ago, the FDA announced after reviewing the complaints and the complications reported to the FDA, the decision was made Essure would stay on the market. It is a decision with which Dr. Jim Whiteside agrees. He's a women's health specialist who does not treat any of the women in our story.
To take it off the market would be denying a lot of women a very effective, in many cases, life-changing treatment.
Now, Dr. Whiteside getting support in this idea from another physician in our area that has the Essure device as her own method of birth control. We will hear from her, from the company that makes the device, and the FDA right after this. On our Local 12 News investigation of a birth control method called Essure. The FDA declined our request to go on camera. In their final guidance on Essure, however, they did agree that they now want to help ensure more informed decision-making among women considering these devices. They will now require new warning labels on Essure and a checklist for women considering the device. It will address some of what Jenny reported in her complaint that she experienced, including chronic pain.
Chronic pain tends to be an issue.
And allergies to nickel.
The outer coil is made up of stainless steel and a polyester type material. that's supposed to induce tissue ingrowth, and then there's this nitinol inner ring, which is a nickel titanium alloy.
I believe that's why I'm having so many problems, is because I'm allergic to nickel, and I've always known that I am.
Bayer also declined our request to go on camera, but sent us this written statement. It says the safety and efficacy of Essure is supported by more than a decade of research, and patient safety is our top priority. They also say the new labeling now required is in the works. That labeling will provide a boxed warning and a patient decision checklist so patients can make an informed decision along with their physician prior to the use of Essure. They also referred us to Dr. Amy Brenner to speak on their behalf. Dr. Brenner is an obstetrician gynecologist who again does not treat any of the women in our story. Dr. Brenner not only does offer this method of birth control to her patients, but when she was looking for permanent birth control for her own use,
I ended up doing Essure, and it's been great.
This is video of Dr. Brenner actually having the device implanted. She uses it for education and patient information on her office website. So there's a camera on the end of that? Mm-hmm. So you actually have chosen to have a procedure with Essure and not had complications?
No.
Dr. Brenner says her advice to all women she counsels about birth control is that,
So other than abstinence, every form of contraception has pros and cons associated with it. And Essure is no different. I think the message here is you have to have an in-depth conversation with your doctor about the pros and cons of every birth control method out there, even non-surgical methods such as birth control pills.
So do you think the FDA should have taken this off the market during this controversial time?
No, I think that would be a huge disservice to women to have a office procedure and a minimally invasive permanent birth control for women.
Essure can be removed, but Jenny, who we talked to several months later, again after our initial interview, chose instead to remove it by having a complete hysterectomy. Following her surgery, she says she felt better
Immediately.
As for what she wants other women to know about Essure,
I think it should be banned. I don't feel it's safe, especially knowing that how much better I feel without it in my body. It should be banned.
More than 2,000 women have reported to the Essure Problems Facebook group that they've had the surgery to remove it since the FDA began to review this, which was back in September of 15. We have links on our website with a lot more information. It's about the group, about how to report your comments. We also have a link to Bayer's full statement on the website, more information about the benefits and the risks, which we all need to know. And we have the FDA's written answers to our questions. They just issued this final guidance that is there, well, all at local12.com.
So where do we go from here? What happens now? We're just going to keep following these women?
Well, the FDA says they're going to continue to take these comments and listen to them.
Sure.
And, this was the decision now based on the research. As we learn more, we'll follow the story and we'll bring you the latest.
And they may reevaluate.
They always reevaluate. That's always a science. And at the same time, as more research is available that it is a good thing, we'll share that too.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Liz.
Yeah.